Now Fox could survey the carnage that had gone on around them. 3 of the knights of the desert lay dead on the ground, half a dozen wounded. Who's responsible for this complete debacle? You were told twice this was a scouting party. You were not for any reason to engage, so whose half-baked idea was this? Shouted Fox. Bull stood up. It was me. I gave the order to charge. I just wanted to prove my valour. I didn't realise it would come to this. I thought the buggers would scatter like sheep. Okay, dear cousin, valour is not putting other people's lives on the line. I have now lost 2 more rebels. Running Deer will never fight again. Moose is dead, and I have lost 9 knights of the desert. How do you propose to replace them? I despair of you. We don't give orders for the sake of hearing our own voices. You must learn to take orders or you must go. Is that understood? Fox said, now in Bull's face and shouting while the other rebels looked on. Yes, Fox, I understand, Bull said, now looking very shocked and ashamed of his actions, knowing full well that he had just been shown up in front of all the other rebels. This was one lesson he would never forget. Old Grey Bear looked at his brother. Is that all the punishment you're going to mete out after what he has done today? Fox looked at Old Grey Bear. Take a look at his face and tell me what you see. Embarrassment and shame, I suppose, said Old Grey Bear. My point, if I'd hit him or got you to hit him and he had got the better of us, he could have thought of it as some sort of victory and made himself feel better about what he had done. My way, he has to face what he did was a mistake, said Fox. Right, it's getting dark. I don't think they will be back tonight. Old Grey Bear, you take the injured Hugots and drag them over to the other side of the field for the blood chameleons to sort out. Hitman, you drag the dead out onto the middle of the field for the bird warriors. Bull, you can load our dead on the horses and you will be responsible for their funeral fires for the knights of the desert. Now, let's get going. It didn't take long to clear the battlefield of the dead and wounded, and they were soon heading back towards the village. As the exhausted rebels traipsed down the hillside, the villagers came out to watch. They lined the lane that led to the inn. The rebels looked very bedraggled and battered. The procession of horses slowly made their way up the lane. This was no victory parade. At the back of the line were the 6 wounded knights of the desert. Then Opium went by, with Running Deer holding as tightly as she could. Then came the saddest sight of all. The 4 dead warriors slumped over their horses. The villagers bowed their heads in reverence to the dead.